as the release date of the Wii U comes ever so close, November 18, 2012, there's just a lot fewer options when it comes to the pre-order. So if you really want to get your hands on this system at launch, I mean, there's different options, and we're going to talk about it, and we're also going to talk about the launch games and their availability on the different regions. Let's discuss the Wii U. Okay, and right now I'm reading this article. It says right here, most online and in-store pre-order options are closed up and not in stock. And there's dwindling options to secure the latest offering from Nintendo. And folks can camp out at release day stores in hopes of grabbing one from the first batch. You know, that's one of those things where I've never been a supporter of that. I've never been into, waiting for it on the release day and, you know, like midnight launches and like people camping out in front of stores. To me, that is the most, what is it, like the brainwash, you know, that consumer mentality, that really pathetic, like, desperate desire to want to buy something, that consumerism. You know, people, the sheeple are just falling for marketing, you know, the advertisements. They're falling for this desire to want to buy it. You know, this kind of mass consumption mentality. Or you gotta get it right away, right now. You gotta buy it right now. Personally, for me, I mean, I would advise somebody to wait a year. You know, personally, that's what I would do. Wait a year until all the games come out, and you know the games have established themselves. The system has established itself, and you know we'll wait until more quality titles come out and see if it's actually worth owning. I think it's a good philosophy. I'm not the type to buy something right off the gates and right off, you know, the launch date and be the first to play it. You know, that would be kind of nice, I guess, from some sort of if you have like a channel, for example, or a website where you're reviewing something or you want to talk about something, get there early. But you know, that's really not my concern. I mean, I think the people who camp out at these stores, and don't give me that, you know, that bull crap about how, we're real fans, you know, we're true fans and we love to support the company and we buy it right off the bat, and we love to pre-order stuff, and because we appreciate the new technology and we like to spend our money. No, you sound like a moronic, brainwashed idiot. You sound like you've fallen into the hands of these corporations where, you gotta buy their crap right away. You're basically a sheep, okay? And that's another topic, but you know, it's frustrating whenever I argue with somebody who's kind of like that, got that mentality of gotta buy it right away. It's like, yeah, sure, you want to get your hands on it, but you don't have to be like the zombie, this mindless loser that has to buy this stuff right away as if you're a freaking junkie that needs a fix. You know, that's pretty fucking sad in my opinion, but let's keep going. Alright, so when it comes to availability, they're doing this on purpose too. You guys should realize that. The fact that these stores are supposedly like, we don't have a lot of the systems in store, and you know, our pre-orders are gone and we don't have any more in stock and all this crap. You know, that is absolute BS, because they got a lot of these systems already manufactured. They already got a lot of these things ready to go, ready to sell. What they do, just like with the PS2 launch and all these other systems that's highly anticipated, you know, like the Wii, for example, they don't put all of it out there all at once. They limit the availability of the system, even if it's already out there, even if it's already made. So let's say they got like, you know, 1,000 Wii U's in stock in some sort of a warehouse. They got it all chilling there. But they only send out maybe 100 to a certain store, you know, 50 to GameStop, you know, send out, you know, 70 to frickin' Best Buy. And that's what they do. You know, they limit the availability of the system so that people will be ravenous for it. You know, that demand goes so high up that it's guaranteed to sell. Of course, you know, I'm not an expert on marketing and I'm not an expert on this stuff. I'm just assuming this is what they do. I could be completely wrong, but that's how I see it. I mean, that's how anybody would. I mean, if you are a business person, I guess that's the smart thing to do if you want to make money and profit. But let's move on. Let's talk about the launch games, rather. You got 007 Legends, published by Activision, developed by Eurocom. You know, I don't know much about this game. Another James Bond game? You know, James Bond video games have been... they've been alright. You know, I've played a few myself. You know, I actually like the third-person shooters more than the first-person shooter. Like, I was never a fan of GoldenEye for the N64. That game always made me dizzy, and it looks so outdated now, you know, it's completely outdated. Time Splitters is basically like a spiritual successor to that game, and Perfect Dark for that matter, but that's why I prefer Time Splitters more. Even though there is a lineage there, but, yeah, I mean, when it comes to third-person James Bond games, I like, what's the one with Sean Connery? What the hell is it called? I forgot. And the one with Pierce Brosnan, you know, he had a certain title as well. So, I mean, I forget the titles of these ones. There's been so many 007 games, but you guys know what I'm talking about. The PS2 games. This one's not going to come out for Japan. It's going to be unreleased for Japan, and for North America, it's not coming out either. It's actually only coming out for Europe and Australia. Huh, okay, that's really, really weird. Assassin's Creed 3, okay, this is a big one. Already came out for the 360 PS3, but the Wii U has its own version as well. Actually, I believe what they said was Assassin's Creed 3 for the Wii U is exactly the same as the 360 and PS3 versions. And yes, that includes the graphics. So that's, you know, it better have the same frickin' exact quality, you know, it better be the same. You know, I can't expect anything less. Otherwise, the Wii U would just look completely inferior, and that would be just bad. Available in all regions, America, Europe and Australia, and Japan, so that's very impressive. Arkham City, Armored Edition, and this one's available for all the regions, so good stuff there. There's even a Armored Edition PAL region, so... Ben 10 Omniverse, the video game. Oh, a Ben 10 video game, wow. I mean, I'm a fan of Ben 10. I like the cartoons. The first one, the first series, and the second one, Ben 10 Alien Force or whatever it's called. So, wow, it's not available in North America? That is pretty surprising, actually. Wow. It's not going to be released, at least online. It doesn't look like it. It says right here, no. It is available for the Australia and Europe regions, and it's going to be unreleased for Japan. Call of Duty Black Ops 2, the ever so popular and or infamous first-person shooter. Call of Duty, it's going to be available for America and Europe, Australia, but it's not going to be available for, or it's not going to be released in Japan. It says right here, no. Wow. So it's not coming out for Japan? It doesn't say unreleased, so it might come out for in Japan, but it won't be a launch title. So I think that's because there's two different versions. One is unreleased, meaning that it's not going to be released there, and the other one says no, basically meaning that it's not going to be a launch game. So even if it's no, it might actually come out at a later time. But that one, I can't even, I can't confirm that one. Darksiders 2, yes, for America, Europe, Australia, unreleased in Japan. That's kind of surprising, and that's kind of sad, actually, that it's going to be unreleased for the Japanese Wii U. So, it's a shame that Japan is missing out on various titles, man. These are really good games, like Darksiders 2, Black Ops 2. They're popular. They're popular for a reason. I mean, there's a reason why they sell a lot, and especially Black Ops 2. You know, you might not be a fan of it. I'm a fan of Darksiders, and it's a shame that Japan's not getting that. That really sucks. I mean, my God, why? Why not a Japanese release? They're afraid it's not gonna sell in Japan? God of War did pretty good in Japan. You know, and Japan likes the Devil May Cry stuff. You know, that action-adventure type of game. That really sucks, though. You know, that's it sucks that Japan doesn't get certain games. And I understand that, you know, in North America, we don't get games here as well from Japan. And so there's sort of like this kind of seesaw thing going on where they get some games and we don't get it, and vice versa. You know, why can't all the games be available for all the regions? That should be like set in stone. You know, it's just common sense. They should be available for all the systems. That's why I hate this region crap. This stupid regional bullshit, you know, that region lock crap. God, I know it has something to do with like the exchange rates and money and all this stuff. And I understand that, but man, that sucks so bad. It just affects the quality of the system. Like, it just affects the overall, you know, the availability of games. It's just terrible that you can't basically play Darksiders 2 on your Japanese console because it's not going to be released for it. Let's keep going. Epic Mickey 2, The Power of 2, available for America and Europe, Australia, unreleased again for Japan. So, wow. Family Party, 30 Great Games. Oh, God, this looks like a stupid one of those collection games, those, you know, those mini-game crap. Looks like shovelware, honestly. It's only available for, Europe and Australia, so not even Japan and not even, the United States. Not a launch game, rather. FIFA 13, now this one's available for all the regions, so, as you can expect, it's a frickin' football game, soccer game. I always found that strange, you know, calling it football, soccer, and somehow it's like a North American thing to call it soccer because football is already taken. Yeah, football makes the most sense, you know what I mean? If you call that game football, because that's what you do, you kick the ball around with your legs, and that's all you use, okay? American football just, like, ruined everything. They should have just called it something else. You know, I mean, anything else would have been perfect. It's just confusing. What else? Not a lot of, like, worthy games. Like, a lot of these, like, party crap, Game Party Champions. You know, what the heck is that? Just Dance 4. Only in the American and European, Australian, unreleased for Japan. So, Japan does not give a crap about Just Dance 4. Well, actually, no. I mean, I think that maybe the Japanese would get into it if they were actually released in that frickin' region. You know, it's just that I guess Ubisoft has no confidence that it's gonna sell in Japan. It's not established there. It's pathetic. That's what I noticed too, is that if it's a North American or a Western developer, usually, more oftentimes than not, they don't push games in Japan. You know, it's more like, for some reason, they just don't find it. If they don't think it's gonna sell in Japan, then they don't release it there. So it's, I guess it makes sense, but it's just really crappy that you're sort of, yeah, it's an available game, but it's not being it's not around for that region, for the Japanese crowd to enjoy. So I mean, if you if you live in Japan, man, and you want to buy a Wii U, I mean, that's gotta suck so much because you're missing out on all these titles. I mean, you're missing out. What the hell, man? That sucks. So yeah, you get the Japanese exclusive games, I guess, but in exchange, you don't get the North American stuff. I've been meaning to talk about that, you know, the sort of the difference between Japanese and American video game markets, and like the demographic and the way that video games are released and marketed towards the people. You know, sort of this weird kind of difference between the cultures. Marvel Avengers, no North American launch, but it will have it for Europe and Australia, and it's going to be unreleased for Japan again. Mass Effect 3, available for all regions. Good for Electronic Arts, good for Mass Effect fans. Monster Hunter 3, now finally a frickin' Japanese only game. This is going to be only for Japan. No release for the other regions. So North America, nope. Europe, Australia, nope. It's by Capcom. I've heard a lot about Monster Hunter, and I have no idea. Like, I guess it might be some sort of... It looks like a Pokemon-style game where you're basically battling these creatures, and maybe it's like a kind of like a role-playing type. Man, Monster Hunter. I've never... I kind of wish that they would actually push that here. Like, why not, right? So it's like it's sort of big in Japan. It's one of these games that's popular in that region, but isn't really that well known here in the West. New Super Mario Bros. 2, yes, available for all the regions, of course. It's by freaking Nintendo. It's a flagship title. Ninja Gaiden 3, The Razor's Edge, or Razor's Edge. It's available for North America and Japan, but not for not for Europe and Australia. I wonder why that is. Is Ninja Gaiden not popular in those regions? That's kind of surprising. Nintendo Land, of course, available for all of it. Rabbids Land, only North America and Australia, unreleased for Japan. Scribblenauts Unlimited, unreleased for Japan. Sing Party, unreleased for Japan, and it's not even available for Europe and Australia. Skylanders Giants, same thing. Only available in North America. It's not going to be a launch title for Europe and Australia, and unreleased in Japan. Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed, unreleased again for Japan. Now this one, why the hell would this be unreleased for Japan? That's pretty messed up. It's available for the other regions, but not in Japan. What the hell? I'm getting this is saddening. You know, this is just so pathetic. Tekken Tag Tournament 2 Wii U Edition, available for all of it. Thank God. Now, at least Tekken is popular enough in all corners of the globe, you know. I mean, that's really true now that I think about it. Tekken's popular in Europe. Tekken's popular in North America, of course, and obviously it's from Japan, and it's really popular there too. I wonder why... You know what? I think it's because of the characters. You know, you got all these different characters from different nationalities and countries. It's like Street Fighter, but in 3D. I think that's why Tekken became so famous, like in the 90s especially. Transformers Prime, unreleased in Japan, available for the other ones. Warriors Orochi 3, this one is available for all the regions. Wipeout the Game 3, only available in North America, unreleased for Europe and Australia, unreleased for Japan. What the hell happened to Wipeout? Wasn't Wipeout like one of the most popular like racing titles out there, man? Damn. Your Shape Fitness Evolved 2013, unreleased for Japan. Wow. Why is it unreleased for Japan? So it's a fitness type of thing, and it's not going to be available for the Japan. Does Japan get all these crappy, like, party games and mini games and these workout games that the Wii has been played with for the past, like, you know, 5 years? Did they get this stuff? I'm curious now. Like, in Japan, do they get just, like, actual games instead of, like, all this peripheral crap where they get all these other, like, the workout stuff and the Wii Fit? Did they get that? That's just... I don't know what to say, man. That's, like, messed up. It's almost like Japan is laughing at the rest of the world for buying into this... the gimmick crap, like all the stupid workout stuff. And... they only, you know, they're enjoying all the real games that they have. like the Monster Hunter and all that. And Zombie U is available for all the regions. Zombie U looks really exciting, man. That game looks good. I mean, if there's one game that I would play, I would get the Wii U for, it'd be Zombie U. It looks pretty sweet, but, you know, and it's available for all the regions, thank God. That's pretty much it. You got the Nintendo shop, but eShop rather. I don't want to talk about that. I'm not a big online like merchant buyer. I don't know. So anyway, that's it. The launch titles and pre-order news. The Wii U is about to come out. Should be interesting. Yep, that's it. That's all I got. Thank you for watching this episode of Review Space. Till next time, ciao.